Welcome everyone to another episode of You the Mom, the podcast by Mommy Mundo, where we have meaningful conversations that matter most to moms and empower families through every stage of parenting. I'm Janice, founder of Mommy Mundo, and today's episode is one that I think every parent needs to hear. As parents, we all want to create beautiful memories with our children, but in today's world, that can also come with so much pressure. We sometimes feel that every weekend has to be special, every vacation has to be memorable, or every activity has to be educational. But what if the moments that shape our children the most are actually the ordinary moments? So today we'll explore what neuroscience tells us about parent-child bonding, why play is one of the most important, powerful ways to connect, and how these small, everyday moments can have the biggest impact on our children's future. So, joining us is not a newbie to the Mommy Mundo world. She is better known as Teacher Tina, but she's also Dr. Tina Zamora, one of the most trusted voices in parenting, child development, and progressive education. So she is a family life and child development specialist, a sought-after speaker, educator, and content creator. She's helped thousands of Filipino parents better understand childhood development, attachment, and mental health. So, Dr. Tina, I'm stressing the doctor because she just graduated and received her PhD. She guested in season 1.
Yes.
One of the first. Always. Where we start with you. And Tina, that's because also of all your advocacies, all the things that you strongly value in education and child development. Like remember in the early years, you would advocate for progressive education, and really child-led learning, early childhood development.
And this is a great topic.
Yes. So this topic is something that's really close to your heart. You've been talking about that more or less even in your content on TikTok. By the way, you have to watch her TikTok. She's well followed there, and she really shares so many practical and real tips, like some
evidence-based tips.
Evidence-based tips and tips that it's kind of fearless. Like you will talk about gadget use,
tantrums.
Like she will put us moms in place when it comes to really doing what's best for our children, right? So worth watching. But today we have you with us because the topic is about play and also creating real connections with our children. And I think that's one of our main concerns now, right? It's being really creating these connections with their kids, especially because there's so many influences in their lives already.
Connection is really the foundation for parent-child relationships, because whenever we talk about parent-child relationships, it's usually what the child is, who the child is, and who the parent is. But it's actually the connection of those two that really matters. It establishes everything else.
Yeah. So, like in terms of when you say that, I mean at the basic level, like it's being able to guide our children in, I guess having badly put what we want them to do. Right? Like we want to teach our kids the right and the wrong, or what they should or should not do.
Well, connection is really knowing your child first.
And that's the basic foundation.
It's the basic foundation because it's hard to teach something without knowing who your child really is.
Right.
And without knowing who you really are as a parent.
Yeah, right.
So it's that connection, because as in any gadget, if you're not connected to like let's say an outlet, that gadget won't work. It's the same with parent-child relationships. If it's not connected, it's harder to teach things to your child.
Yeah. And of course, when our child feels connected to us, the ears are listening and there's more understanding as well, because there's already like that connection.
Yes, because and connection is also your child knowing that, he understands me. It's not like, because some parents, they misunderstand connection, or they don't know the depth of it. It's really just knowing your child and knowing yourself. And then as you interact with one another, that's where the magic happens.
Right. Yeah. So I guess we start with knowing yourself. Like for us parents, like we think we know ourselves, but so how does one mom start or a parent start to be able to connect properly? Like, what
Well,
would the person do?
knowing yourself first, how you are at this point in your life as a parent.
Yeah.
Because whenever I have a parenting seminar, ang unang tanong, how are you? You may not be okay.
Yeah.
Because you can't be okay all the time.
Yes.
So before facing your child, just check on yourself first if you're okay. So if it's a weather prompt, are you a sunny day today, a cloudy day, or is there a storm signal?
Wow.
Because if you know that, then you know how to put yourself in a calmer state before facing your child.
Right.
So that's how are you?
Yeah.
And then the second question is, who are you as a parent? Because, Janice and I, we go a long way, so we're the same age.
Yeah.
And there are milestones for mothers.
Yes.
You're a mother of a toddler, you're a mother of a preschooler, a grade schooler, and then you're also a mother while going through stages in your life.
Yeah.
So who are you right now as a parent?
Yeah.
There are parents who are taking care of children and also taking care of their own parents.
Yes.
So you're a different mother from your eldest, and you're a different mother on your youngest. So who are you? How are you first? And then who are you? Are you a single parent? Are you married? A working mom? Are you a stay-at-home mom? What are you doing right now? Because it has to be, because it's a system. A family is always a system. And it's all connected to one another.
Yeah.
So before we talk about parenting, or before you even face an issue with your child, always ask yourself first how you are and who you are right now as a parent.
There's a lot to unpack, right? When we talk about bonding.
Correct.
And like you said, we became a mom around the same time.
Yeah.
And we didn't have these
podcasts. We had to research and read everything.
Yes.
And then at the same time, it's a very progressive thing. Things that we did with our children, we're not gonna do now.
Right.
Like,
true.
Because my eldest is now a mom also.
Yeah.
And there are things that we clash because they're doing something different already. So it's a progressive thing, parenting.
Yes.
And which is good that you have a podcast like this,
Yes.
so that we can also teach young mothers, middle-aged mothers, mothers who have adult children.
Yeah.
Which is also very important.
Yes. And I'd like to jump off from that, what you just said, because like the concept of play, which is our main topic for today, it's evolved so much from
very
before.
much so.
Like in our time, play is like, of course, it's already progressive. Like play with your child, connect with your child, sit on the floor, and then make sure you're interacting, look into her eyes, and things like that.
Yeah.
But so let's talk about play in connection to real connection with your child, and also coming from that self-awareness, right?
Yeah.
Because I really love that you said, ask yourself, how are you? Because really, moms never get asked, how are you? It's very rare that a mom would be asked, how are you?
When there is a problem with your child, you easily jump right away to be the mother of that child without asking first how you
check
are.
in.
Yeah, because whatever you are right now, it's going to affect how you are with your child.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the basic level, for example, you come home from work and you're tired and you're not aware.
Yeah.
Like you just want to get home, fix your bags, put down your bags, and then see your child, and then you don't realize that, oh, I'm carrying all the things from work, and then your child is not, for example, also having a problem or a challenge. So if you don't check in, you're just going to be reactive as well,
and
or
if
possibly.
And the connection also goes that way.
Yeah.
Whatever energy you have,
Right.
You will transfer that regardless.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to play.
Okay.
So play as a
It can be a very big word and a very small
right?
word.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so play, how would you define play? Let's start with that. What is the most basic definition of play? And also, how can we clarify play in terms of connecting with our children?
When we always hear it, you always have to make your child play, or the importance of play, right?
Yes.
So, but we're talking about it in a way that how is it going to encourage the connection between mother and child? So play, in its very basic definition, is really the language that a child understands. Not only is it the first language he understands, it is very natural for a child to play. You don't have to
Yes.
teach a child to play.
Yeah.
He automatically does it. Why? Because the brain adapts to the environment that the child is in.
Right.
So if you notice, when our kids were little, it is natural for them to play with things, the remote control, the
Yes.
box of the toys that you bought them, and it's always the box,
The box,
right?
yes.
They
True.
will play with any simple thing because that's the natural language of a
Yes.
child. So it's very nice to use that natural language when you teach something because they already understand it.
Yeah.
They already understand it, the mechanics of it. There are some mothers who lived at a time that play was frowned upon.
Right.
That it was idleness. It
Yeah,
wasn't
waste of
work.
time.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not going to make you smart.
Right.
That was a different time also. And if you're a mother who grew up that way, it is very hard for you to understand that you have to allow your child to play.
Yes.
And then we also had the face of mothers who grew up in a very technological time of play where everything has a battery, everything is making a sound, everything is making light or showing lights, beeping, or you have to make a sound. So, and then you look at the toys that are coming out now, they're very simple. But it's actually, play is really very simple.
Yes.
It's the natural language. When you watch a baby do something, automatically he will play. You don't have to do anything anymore.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, but the problem, what's happening when play evolves is that the parent usually thinks they have to entertain the child while playing. So you get the toy and then you shake it in front of them. And it's nice because when I saw my daughter, she talked to her husband and she said, "What are you doing?" And her husband was doing like this to the toy, to the rattle, in front of the 6-month-old baby. You don't have to do that. Just put it down. And then the husband, who was very used to gadgets and consoles, put it down. And they were just so surprised that my grandson crawled to it and played with it naturally. So it is a natural language of a child.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think we also have to talk about play that you don't actually need to buy stuff, right?
Okay.
So
yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. So like we said, the boxes, but
Yeah.
reality.
Play also has stages. So when they're in preschool and they're toddlers, there's parallel play, meaning I play here, you play there, we can play together. We don't have to interact with one another.
Right.
That's one play. And then it evolves to interactive play. Hey, he's also playing. Okay, let's play together. Okay? And then they get older, and it's a different kind of play again. Then there are rules in the games. And someone loses, and someone cries, and someone asks for their turn for the toy. So it also evolves as your child evolves. So part of saying who you are or how you are and who you are, who is your child? What is the age of your child now?
Yeah.
So it also depends on the developmentally appropriate stage of play.
Okay. So in terms of connecting with your child through play, so do you have any tips or advice on how to create those moments during playtime?
Okay, that's nice. That's a good question. When you are allotting time for your child, let's say you're taking care of your child, a young child, you have to allot moments wherein you have to leave them alone to play. It depends on the age of your child. Okay. So as the example I gave, for the 6-month-old, they can actually focus for a very long time without you really interacting with them. Observe if anybody is listening who has a 6-month-old or a toddler, and give them a simple toy. One that doesn't make a sound and one that doesn't have lights. They will do something with that toy and they will focus with that toy for a very long time. And a very long time for a toddler is like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's long.
Yeah, that's long.
Right.
Okay.
30 minutes, amazing. Without you interacting with them.
Okay.
So you have to give them time that they will independently play so that, and then they'll look at you. And that's your cue. Okay, let's play together. So he's ready for you to come in, and then you're also ready because you already checked into your how you are, who you are, and then let's go and do this together. And that's when it starts.
Yeah. So that playtime alone, as a mom, you're also able to observe.
You're also able to observe. That's good. That's good.
How, like your child's, how he reacts to.
What are the toys that he usually wants to do? And then the suggestion for young mothers is just to give them 1 or 2 toys. Don't overwhelm them with the toys, because when they get overwhelmed, then they're used to a lot of toys and they always want a lot of toys. So just 2 simple toys while they're developing their fine motor skills, and then you're already there. And then it's child-led also, as you mentioned earlier. They have they will look at you. You get your cues, and then it's good that you said you'll understand them better. You get to know them better.
Yes. Okay. Now we go to the play together.
Okay.
With you and the child.
Okay, so may cue ka na.
So you have a cue. You've been invited.
You've been invited to the play. Okay. Or you can already start the play if you think it's already you're ready, right? Or it's just chill. Parang don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Like when you're together, let's play with this box, right?
So in the same way that you don't force it. You don't overthink it.
And you don't have to force yourself to be the entertainer all the time. Okay. Right. So they're together. They start the play, all right? And then it's child-led. And then your child will also say, I don't want to play anymore. What if he does that? You don't have to force it also. No, but we have 30 minutes. I allotted this already. We have to play because there's no other time. But if it's child-led, you're removing the fun out of it, right? And it's supposed to be fun.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then you're going to see, but why don't you like this toy? I bought this toy. It's so expensive. Why don't you like it? Why are you only playing with a box?
Right.
Because it's child-led. And that's what he's more interested in the box, which goes to the simpler the toy, really the better for the child. The simpler the colors, the simpler the manipulation of that toy. Because he can invite you more compared to a toy that does everything. He's not going to invite you because he's so mesmerized with it already.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in the past, we always talked about teachable moments.
Okay.
Right? The principle was take advantage of moments when you're with your child because these are teachable moments. So how does that work with playtime? Like, does it always have to be a time for your child to like learn
something,
the colors? Because sometimes, like me, when I was a young mom, like if we're playing with the kitchen toy, like the apple, it's red, like you try to incorporate colors. You try to incorporate shapes
you always
and
want
numbers.
What are the skills? He needs to know his numbers by now.
The arithmetic reading, like, how many bananas are there in your little basket?
Okay. And great. That's great.
How do you do that properly, right?
Well, based on a lot of studies, you really need to chill as a mom. Because every moment is a teachable moment with your child. You don't have to say, what are the concepts that they need to learn if I am playing with blocks, a color, letter. Vicariously, they're going to learn that.
Yes.
But you're missing the point of knowing your child. Instead of knowing the ABCs, parang I want that child to know the mom more or the dad more.
Right.
And at the same time, instead of you teaching the ABCs, I need you to learn about your child more. The ABCs, they're going to get learned later on, right? But it's actually, so if every moment is a teachable moment, sayang naman the moments when it's a bonding moment and it became a cognitive moment or an academic moment. Because no, we're not talking about that. We're only talking about letters.
We're doing colors today.
You have to know the color red by now. It's first of all, it depends on the age of your child. Now, I'm going to be worried if your child doesn't know her colors at 10. But at 1 or 2, just take your time.
Yeah.
It's really getting to know your child more.
Okay. And then, how about I guess in a way, how does the playtime also become an opportunity for our child to learn about us?
So you always want to be the MC of the show. Because my child's not yet talking, so I need to talk for them.
Right.
But the patterns of your language, it's really your ordinary language that they learn from.
Right.
It's not the MC host language. So you don't have to do that. You just have to talk to them.
We don't have to
properly.
be a vlogger mom.
You don't have to be a vlogger mom, diba? Or you don't, or they don't need to learn their ABCs at a certain age. They will learn that eventually. It's not going to. The pressure, they feel the pressure.
Right.
So if you feel the pressure, oh my God, why doesn't he know how to write yet or spell his name? They feel that pressure, you feel that pressure, and it removes the connection. Right away.
Yeah. So I guess also in those moments, like the way you also talk about, for example, pens, like when you're showing them the colors of the pens, and then they'll see you also enjoying like coloring with them, things like that. So I guess they're also watching how, because they say, right, modeling behavior, like if how we react when we colored beyond the line or something.
That's a nice point, because a lot of parents buy a lot of art materials for their children and they don't color with them.
Right. Oh, true.
You make them color, but you don't color with them.
So you're like, do it.
Color that. I bought you all of these things, and then you can do it by yourself. When it's really you that they copy from. How you have fun with your pictures, how much fun you have when you're coloring. Even in the how many minutes, if you're a working mom, in the how many minutes that you spend before bedtime, that's already a crucial, that's already quality time. In the number of quantity that you give, let's try to have quality time also. And then when you make mistakes, that's also one of the most important lessons on how mom reacted to his mistake or her mistake is how I'm going to react when I make a mistake. Because it becomes cognitive again. And that's not how you write your letter A. And it's also developmental. Before the letter A, it has to be a triangle first. Before a triangle, it has to be a line first. So sometimes play, we advance it because we always connect it to the cognitive.
Right.
When in fact, it's really more socio-emotional.
Yeah. So for example, it's kind of, when we think about it, mommies, like we're trying to teach our child how to be gracious when they make mistakes and to just pick up and try again, right? But when they see us, for example,
with other people,
or with our own work, and like we're like punishing ourselves because we made a mistake. So we have to, because they're just really watching us as well. And if we're connected with them, then the more that we become like a measuring stick, right? Is that right?
The thermometer kasi, you read what's already there, but you set it. So that's why we always say, your calm is their calm, your energy is their energy. So if we set that, that's also the calmness that they get from us.
And kind of in connection with that, this might be different, but in our tone of voice. Because that's when the calm also comes.
And I always tell this to parents, sometimes the lyrics doesn't correspond with the tune. So you say something, but your tone of voice is different. Or you say something, but your actions are different.
Right.
So, minsan, it doesn't...
You're like, okay lang yan. But actually,
but your face isn't showing it. And it also shows in play.
True.
Like, for example, I'll give you an example. So, when you buy a box of building blocks, and there's usually a picture on the box that says, this is how you play with the building blocks. And then your child plays with it in a different way. And then you're going to say, that's not how you play with it. And that's when the fun comes out of it. Because why am I supposed to, okay, I'll do that. And then, no, you cannot do another thing. So the flexibility is gone. And the creativity is gone. So that's right. You have to check on yourself because they're always watching us. And at the same time, you also need to chill and calm down. Because even if they are watching us, and we do make mistakes because no parent is perfect, then they also see us repair that mistake.
Right, true.
Parang, mommy raised her voice earlier because I was really frustrated. And I'm sorry if you saw that. So not only did he learn that, okay, I can also be frustrated, I can also say sorry that I was frustrated. There's nothing wrong with being frustrated. I can say sorry and then I can repair it afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so so many tips on play. Now, what if so we're into that connection already?
Okay.
Like we're able to really establish the form of connection with our children, and then we have a rhythm to the time that we spend together and all, and it's really like playful and light, right?
Okay.
So and there's like I guess like a safety, like you feel safe around us, which is really important. How do we connect that to them taking these moments and remembering them? Because we want to talk about the principle of filling up our child's memories with moments of joy.
Okay.
We call it the joy reservoir, right?
First of all, it's nice that you mentioned joy reservoir because the operating word there is joy.
Yeah.
Now, joy is not always happiness all the time. So there is sadness. If you watch that movie, there are a lot of emotions in joy. But the basic foundation of joy is the feeling of safety. That's the first S when it comes to the regulation of a child.
Yeah.
Am I safe to feel all these emotions?
Yeah.
Therefore, I feel joy. Even if I feel hurt, even if I feel angry, even if I am having a difficult time, I am at peace and joyful because I am safe. So it is the feeling of safety. Even with adults, we also feel that.
Yes.
When we feel safe, we take risks more because we know that we're in a safe space. That my mom will still love me even if I make a mistake. Or my dad will still love me even if I lose a football game. So, safety, if a child feels safe, he will feel joyful. And when he feels joyful, regardless of all the other emotions, he will be regulated.
Right.
Okay. Now, it's easy to say. Because when the tantrum comes, where is the joy in all of this when the tantrum comes? But tantrums are natural reactions of young children because they are still trying to be regulated.
And it's also biological, right? They're
very biological.
It's still developing.
They're still developing. Gone are the days when you have to be quiet, to obey, to be obedient, obedient. And most parents are used to, you have to be quiet.
Yes.
Equals, because that's obedience. And then stop crying. When in fact, a young child cannot stop crying. And I always ask parents this. If I was a child and I know I'm going to get into trouble, why will I choose?
True.
Why will I choose to do that? No child wants to be in trouble. Akala kasi parang a lot of parents think they're doing this on purpose.
On purpose,
If I was a child, it's very logical. If I'm going to get into trouble for this, why would I do it? If they can stop it, they will. So a child who cannot stop crying or a tantrum, they really cannot stop. Because it's part of their regulation. And sadly, as the model, we also throw a tantrum.
Right.
Because we're used to quiet, nakakahiya, obedience.
Or we're also tired. Right?
We're tired. Why? I get this from my boss and then I'm also getting it from my child.
True.
So it's hard. That's why you again go back to who you are, how you are.
Yes.
And breathe.
Check in
again and then go back to your child.
Yeah. So
it's hard, no?
That's why, as you said, easier said than done. But I think with the tools, like it's.
But what's nice with the joy reservoir, like any reservoir, like a water reservoir, bonding moments like playing with your child is the water in that reservoir. And if you store so much of it, then any difficult thing that comes along, may stuck ka. Oh, okay, I have reserve. Imagine a child who has an empty reservoir. Meaning you have not created moments to connect with your child. Something goes bad, he doesn't know where to get the water from or the joy from because it's empty. So the more you fill up that, and you asked earlier that should we create moments? Everything that you have with your child is a moment, is a core moment. And sometimes we always think this has to be a happy moment.
Right.
But a lot of moments with our children are not happy. A lot. It's not perfect. There's no perfect parent, there's no perfect child. But if you put all of that together, and most of it are okay moments, you succeed with the reservoir.
I hope you're enjoying this conversation with Teacher Tina about the importance of play, parent-child bonding, and how those little everyday moments can have such a big impact on our kids. And if you're new to Mommy Mundo, welcome! Mommy Mundo is a resource and community for moms of all ages and stages, and we've been providing venues for connection since 2003 to help all of us parents navigate the different stages of family life. And that's also what this podcast, You the Mom, is all about. We want to create a space where we can learn, be inspired, share stories, and hopefully feel a little less alone in this whole parenting journey. This is also our way of celebrating you and cheering you on. So if you're enjoying this episode, could I ask you a favor and click on the subscribe button so you can get notified on our new episodes? Subscribing and also sharing this with your mom friends will also be a big help to keep this podcast going. Also, please follow Mommy Mundo on social media and join our community by signing up at mommymundo.com/join. Get our e-newsletter straight into your inbox. Send us your suggestions on topics, guests you want us to feature here, or any ideas on how we can make this better for you. Be part of our Mom Connect conversations, activities, and events, and all made just for you and your family. Now let's get back to our conversation with Teacher Tina because we still have so much more to talk about, especially about how we can make those everyday moments with our kids really count. Let's get back to the episode. I love the two questions that you wanted, the check-in questions.
Okay.
So, how are you and who are you?
Okay.
Right? So, and that leads to not leading to self-regulation, but it will allow you to like pause and then lead to self-regulation, right?
Yeah.
But for the sake of our listeners, could you actually define what that means, like to be self-regulated?
To be regulated.
To be regulated.
So I want you to imagine, let's say you have your phone and you're listening to something, and then it's the volume control of your phone.
Right.
So if you have a very big emotion, are you able to dial it down or dial it up?
Yes.
Okay. Now a lot of regulation is based on how you grew up or how you have interactions with people or how your mental health is right now.
Okay.
Because an emotion can be very simple to a parent and very difficult for a child. So for example, when a child is thrown into a tantrum, at that time, he's dysregulated.
Yes.
So imagine yourself having a tantrum. Imagine yourself as the child. You don't have the facility to dial it down.
Yes.
And as a parent, you're the co-regulator. So her brain is talking to your brain. And then if he sees that you're not regulated, where else can he model that regulation? So what do? We shout, "Stop crying! It's so embarrassing. We're in the middle of the mall."
Yeah.
But what do you do? What should you do to be to be regulated? You pause. You pull him out of the public scenario. If you're in the mall, you dial down your voice, and then you talk to him. This is a proven way. If you talk to any preschool teacher, why does he stop crying with teacher and he doesn't stop crying with me? The teacher is consistent. He will sit him down very gently, talk in a very gentle voice. And the child, in order for him to hear you, needs to lower the crying also. So he's learning how to dial it down also to understand what teacher is saying. If the child is throwing a tantrum and you're throwing a tantrum and all of you are shouting, that child will not stop crying. Because where will he get it? Where will he get the regulation to dial it down?
Okay.
So the worst things can happen. He'll stop, but the emotion is still not processed.
Right.
And he still didn't learn how to regulate. he'll stop because of fear. You're going to get spanked, you're going to get disciplined or punished. Right. So he'll stop, but he didn't learn how to regulate. So that's regulation in a very simple way. It's the volume control of your emotion.
Right. Okay.
Some parents have a hard time with it. So we have examples.
Yeah. Okay, so that's regulation if you're having a tantrum, right?
Yes.
Of the kids having a tantrum.
Yes. As an adult or as a parent, okay. So it's usually sensorial. So something happens and then you feel it right away. What do I do? Do I freeze? Do I flee? Right?
Yeah.
And then memories come up, or what's in your nervous system comes up. What was my initial reaction when this is just triggering? Right. So this is what's going to happen. You already know it before it happens, right? It's just a split second where you know this is you're going to mind this. And then it's the expression afterwards. So one can be different. So let's give an example. Give me an example of a moment to test that tests the regulation of a parent.
So I was thinking, for example, you're in a car and then your child's drinking milk or something, and then it spills.
And then it spills.
It spills into your car.
New car.
Your new car.
Your new
that you just
upholstered car.
Upholstered car.
Okay. A lot of things that happen between parents and children.
You're like Chuckie.
Yeah.
Chuckie will spill.
And then your seats are white and then Chuckie spilled. Everything that happens, and it's a perfect scenario because it usually happens with a young child.
Yes.
In a very brand new car, for example. Okay. Or your clothes.
Yes, right.
Or her clothes.
His clothes. His or her clothes.
So some mothers, when that happens, they calmly stop probably the car because you have to clean the car. How many times did you say? Or were there instructions? Was it clear that they cannot drink in the car? Because if you allowed the drinking in the car, the spilling will happen. You're asking for it. So you're already setting them up to fail. You have to set them up to succeed. And if you want your car to be clean, you're going to say, okay, we can drink Chuckie, but can we drink Chuckie when we reach our destination? You know, because mom just cleaned the car. Chuckie is brown.
Right.
It might spill, etc. So, and then your child did not follow the instruction. Drank it, spilled it. Okay, one mother will go ballistic.
Yes.
Right? I told you already. How
like the end of the world.
It's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. And that's a nice example because it's not the end of the world. So you have to classify it already on how big is this incident. But first, did you establish the rule? Because sometimes we get mad at our children. We never told them the rule in the first place. How did I know not to drink this? And then we're going to think, automatic naman yun, di ba? You should know not to drink brown drink inside the car. But it's not. It's not automatic for children to know that. So another mother will freeze.
Right.
It's a different regulation because they grew up that way.
Right.
Okay. Another mother grew up the other way, shouting, you have to be obedient, blame, etc. So a part of your regulation as a parent comes really from everything in your nervous system. And that is why how are you and who are you is always the question.
Right.
Is this my issue or the issue of my child? Is this an issue of disobedience? Is this an accident? Like you allowed them to drink it, it spilled, it was an accident.
Yes.
Right. There was a rule, it wasn't followed. Then it's probably disobedience. But how big is this incident? Were you having a good time? They were playing with one another and it spilled. And then you get so mad. Sayang. Yung interaction.
Yes.
So then you classify the regulation. But it's hard.
Yeah.
Especially if the regulation in your nervous system, you're not used to dialing it down. You're always, because it's always easier to dial it up.
Right. And there's also panic, right? You're
There's panic. Am I spoiling them if I allow this, etc.? And which leads me to understanding your child is never spoiling your child.
Yes.
Understanding your child is really also how to understand how to connect with your child.
I love that.
Okay, and understanding yourself in the process.
Yeah. So I guess in moments like those, you have a choice, right?
You have a choice.
Yeah.
But there are mothers who are having a hard time with that choice because they're not programmed.
Yeah.
Your nervous system is your whole being.
Yes.
And if it's deeply ingrained and you grew up that way, it is very hard to reverse that.
Right.
Sometimes when I have parenting seminars, this always gets mentioned in the Q&A. Like a mother would say, I'm not going to be the mother that like how I was parented, and you become exactly the same because it's in your nervous system.
Right.
You can't just really say, I'm not going to be this way, and then it's fully ingrained in your nervous system. It's going to come out.
Yes.
So there are mothers who are having a hard time with the regulation. Then you ask for help. Or there are exercises for you to be regulated.
Yeah.
Count, breathe,
breathe.
grounding, what are you smelling, feeling?
Right. The kids, like, we feel they're not resilient enough or whatever. Without taking away the connection that we already have, or the safe space, right?
The number one clue that you are regulated is if you can pause. That's very hard.
Yeah.
Especially when everything is going crazy and then you keep quiet. Just make an experiment with it. When something happens like that and you keep quiet, your child is going to look at you all the time. Because why isn't my mom reacting? And it's really a reaction. It's not a response. And you want to respond. So just pause. And if you're able to pause, then you're one step in the door in regulation because it's hard to pause, right? When you pause and then your child looks at you, you're going to say, okay, but wait, park first because you're driving.
Yes.
Or if you're not in the house.
Yeah, in the house.
Natapon sa bahay. Ask them a question. Can you tell me what happened? Okay, kasi sometimes we ask, we say a statement right away. Yeah. We say, bakit mo ginawa yan? Why did you do that? That's a very hard question to answer by a child.
Shucks. As a mom, I'm like, all the wrong things I did.
No, but you have to forgive yourself already because it's very automatic.
That's really automatic.
It's a reaction eh. But when you ask a child why, they're not going to answer that. You're setting them up to fail.
Right.
Can you tell me what happened? Because you might learn something from what happened.
And it also allows him to reflect. Yeah.
And then when they see you calm down, they will calm down. Okay? So they look at you, tell me what happened, they're going to say it. As a child narrates, if you look at the child's brain, if you put a MRI on a child's brain, while he's narrating the story, the brain develops from the lower part of the brain to the upper part of the brain, which is the logical side of the brain. Kasi they're narrating it.
Okay.
And when they're narrating it, so it also strengthens their vocabulary, their communication, your connection is stronger. Because the child suddenly discovers, oh, my mom is interested on what happened. He's just not reacting to the accident that happened. And then the child will go, I was drinking, I fell, and ganyan. So what are we going to do after so that this will not happen again? Or how are we going to clean this up? We need to avoid the blow-ups.
Yeah.
I think that's what regulation really is.
Yes,
and it's so easy. The blow-up is very easy. It's easier to dial up than to dial down.
Yeah.
It's harder to dial down. It's not spoiling. You're going to, okay, if this happens again, then we won't be drinking anything in the car anymore.
Okay.
Because that was the rule and then you defied it. So we were not good. And then there's consequences, etc.
Okay. Oh, I love that.
And you're both calm afterwards.
Okay, our second scenario.
Oh, okay.
Thunder. Like biglang may clap of thunder and then
there's a child who is okay with thunder.
No, I in panic and
then there's a child who is super panic.
Super panic
with thunder.
Yeah.
And then there's a child That's nothing.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
keeps on playing,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah,
Is the child dysregulated when he panics? And the child who was quietly playing, is he the regulated one? You really don't know. It really depends on how they feel, on how how their senses reacted to it. You know, a quiet child in school doesn't mean he's not undergoing separation anxiety.
Right.
He's just quiet. And then a child who's going through a lot of separation anxiety, sometimes they're more regulated because they can express it. They release the energy. So it's also knowing your child. You're going to go back to knowing your child. But they also look at you. So I'll give you an example. I have a friend who is scared of dogs.
Yeah.
Naturally, all his children are scared of dogs.
Yes.
They never had a dog. They always saw his reaction to dogs. So they're all afraid of dogs in that family. And then he talked to me and he said, "Oh no, I did this to my child."
Yeah.
Sabi ko, yes and no. Your child is gonna grow up. He might have friends who have dogs. They will get over their fear of dogs. I also want you to honor your fears. And do you want to be not afraid of dogs? What are we gonna do about it? Or what do you want to do if your child wants a dog?
Yeah.
Right? So it doesn't mean that you're dysregulated. You just have probably an experience when you were a child.
Yes.
You got bitten by a dog. I've also had friends who were bitten by dogs, were very scared of dogs, and now have dogs.
Have dogs, yeah.
So regulation can also be developed. That's what's nice with our brain.
Yes.
It's the neuroplasticity of our brain.
Yes.
You always need to hope that you can be regulated.
Yeah.
And if you are having a hard time with regulation, then you ask for help.
That's good. Okay, now with the third scenario, it's in a play setting. So we're talking about play, right?
Okay.
So, so for example, the child is building the blocks, the building, taas na, the tower. And then suddenly the little sister comes and topples it down like that. And they start fighting.
Okay.
So, and then fighting, like really fighting already. And like, so what would you as a parent?
That's hard because it's siblings.
Yeah, siblings, yeah.
And then you can't look like you're siding with one sibling against another.
Yes.
But it's a lot of scenarios also. And then the regulation of the one that built the blocks is the one that you're giving attention to.
Right.
Because he's the one with the very big emotion.
Yes, yes.
So the bigger the emotion, that's the first person you talk to. So I say this to when somebody hurts the sibling, who do we usually give attention to?
Right.
The person, the sibling who hurt.
Yes.
Why did you do that to your sister? We never go to the victim first. Always go to the victim first. The one that has the bigger emotion.
Okay.
So in this case, the child topples the blocks.
Yes.
And it's usually the younger one toppling the older one's blocks, okay? Who do you go to first? You go to the older one.
The older one, yeah.
Because they're the victims. They're the ones with the bigger emotion.
Yes.
The other one maybe have been a baby and he doesn't know that he toppled someone's blocks. So you say, "Are you okay? What do you feel right? I know. Oh no, I would also feel the same way." You're also showing the younger child, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." And then I have to look at how he's feeling. So he's also watching you. So you're hitting two birds with one stone. You're taking care of the regulation of the one, the victim.
Yeah.
But the instigator is also looking at you na, okay, we need to ask the person who's crying and who's angry.
Yeah.
You have to help them dial it down. Yeah.
Okay. That's
And then there are some kids na pag tinapol off, okay lang sa kanila.
Yeah.
Right?
Or yun nga parang, I guess it also comes from, because I've noticed some kids, because the parent is playful, like you said, like, not overthinking, not over planning everything, like natapol, and then she's also like, "Oh yeah," or laughing, now we can do it again, and you can build whatever you want.
That's also bad. Because you're not honoring first
also bad.
the disappointment. Because if it's child led and then someone pushed and they said, "Yay!" Then you go,
yes, correct,
because no one's hurt
you
there.
don't naman ignore.
Say, oh my God, you should have gotten
That's true.
angry. Okay,
That's true, that's true.
So, diba? So, when they have big emotions,
you also match it.
you match it.
Yeah.
You match the consequence.
Because it's also like, what if she's not sad? And then you just want to teach a lesson and you're the one being mad.
It's like giving punishment like time out.
Yes.
And then the child really loves
time
during
out.
time out.
Yeah.
You don't know your child.
That's
You're
true.
just using a punishment.
Right. So we've had a very rich conversation about regulation and play.
Yeah.
And now we talk about everyday bonding moments. Like it doesn't have to be grand. Sometimes it's actually just sitting together, having the meal time and all that. So I wanted to ask you about I guess tips on that. Like how do we make those everyday moments matter with our children? Like being able to establish that safe space and then checking in with ourselves, playing with them.
So you've checked on how you are, you checked on who you are, you've checked on how your child is, then you checked who your child is or what the age of your child is.
Yes.
Because there are children you need to give a lot of time or connection to. Then there are kids who are, as they get older, it gets shorter, right? So it really matters that quantity of time that you're together.
Yeah.
You check on how your relationship is. For counseling, a lot of parents come to me with teenagers already and they don't have a relationship with their child. Sometimes it's really very hard if you have teens. And sometimes it has started ever since they were young and no connection was done and the relationship just got worse and worse and worse. So check on your relationship. Do you have a good relationship with your child? What does that mean? Having a good relationship with your child is knowing your child, being the safe space of your child, and when he is in trouble, will he go to you? Okay? So that. Now, how do we incorporate this in everyday? In every day, it's not going to be good days all the time. So what we strive for is that let's just do majority. If most of the time you're good, meaning you're not fighting all the time, even if it's quiet, I always say this, even if your daily dinners are not okay, like a teen doesn't want to talk to their parents while eating, you still eat together.
I guess I want to also, like, even if it's not fighting, and also if it's not always like happy and laughing, both, diba? Because we have this ideal of like, oh, we're like happy and talking all the time.
And social media sometimes paints us a picture that, oh, the family has to be happy all the time because the posts of this particular person I'm following, but nobody posts their bad times.
You're eating quietly, right? And
it's not real.
Yes.
Life with your child is not good all the time because no life is like that. What I want you first to strive for is that if you have a bad relationship with your child now, there is always hope. So you do something daily with that 1%.
Yeah.
What do I do now? Do I ask a certain question? Do I pick them up even if it's quiet in the car? It's showing them that I'm just here. You're like a plant. You're like a house plant that's just there. Right. Because when they do need you, they know where to go, right? Okay.
So you're adding water. You're still adding water to the joy reservoir.
You're still adding water to the joy reservoir even if you're not talking in the car. Right. It's really the presence. You're showing up. Some mothers feel guilty that their everyday is not the ideal because they're working or they missed an important recital because there was also a big presentation in the office. Forgive yourself there. As long as you have the majority of days that you're good or peaceful, you're good to go.
Okay.
Because we also want your brain and your nervous system. It takes a beating when every day you're fighting. Or every day you're not trying to connect.
Yes.
So check your relationship. If most of your days are okay, you're okay. It doesn't have to be 100% okay.
Yeah.
If most of your dinners are okay, you're okay. It doesn't have to be happy all the time. It's never going to be happy all the time.
Yeah.
But what's sad for me is the mediocre ones. Like You're peaceful eating out, but everyone's on their phones.
Right.
Sayang.
Yes, yes.
Sayang the moment. It doesn't have to be a teaching moment, but the conversations are disappearing.
How about establishing rituals of play? Like, do you, for example, a busy working mom, do you advise that she allots time, like when she gets home from work, if it's still not bedtime, right?
Yeah.
Is it important to have even just 10 minutes of play, whether that be play in the bath or bedtime story, playful bedtime story, or like just interaction?
I think it depends on the play that you want. If the play is directed to, I want to connect with my child now, then that's fine. Because it can be the book that you read 100 times.
Yes.
And it's still the book that he wants because he wants you to read it to him.
Yeah.
So that's a nice play. You don't have to dictate the play, as we said. You don't have to have a gadget to play with your child. Once you hear that laughter, you pass the test already. Because play is always fun. Play is can be also hard. Play can also be a difficult conversation because someone lost in a game that you're playing. That happened to me when I was younger because the game was sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Somebody will cry in that game. So they're going to learn emotions, and emotions are okay. If your house is a safe space, they always feel comfortable. They're not scared to be judged. They're not scared to... it's not conditional. The love that you give them is not conditional. You're great. You're good to go. So if your everyday ritual... And I also counseled, I mentioned this in one show. I also counseled an OFW couple. Okay? Very connected to their child. Physically absent. They have a ritual that every night, and it's great that technology is on our side on this one, that they will have a video call for 5 minutes and they have one question they ask during that call. So that you maximize the time. It's a different time zone. You only have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
When something happened to their teen that caused them to have a family intervention, the teen really felt safe with her parents because of that ritual.
Yeah.
And the everyday ritual, regardless if it is so simple as reading to your child, playing with your child, as long as you're connected and you have a good relationship with your child, that's also good to go.
Okay. I love all these lessons and tips. And also because we're also thankful that Chuckie is our partner today, and You the Mom. Because they're campaigning.
Chuckie is a core memory of a lot of children.
Chuckie, core memory. Like my daughter, we would bring that to Canada and then she would hoard it. Yeah. And then one time there was one left.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to share it with me. I was like, what happened to all the values that I taught you? Chuckie changes the values.
Because it's so delicious, you don't share.
Yeah, you don't share.
Our school had a vending machine. It was the number one drink that the students wanted. And when we would run out,
panic.
Suddenly dysregulation starts with our students. Because where is the Chuckie?
Where's the Chuckie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love it that their campaign is about play, bonding moments, and filling up that joy reservoir.
Yeah.
And also reminding us that it's fleeting.
So we have grown kids. That's why we get emotional.
Yes, we really get emotional because really it's like blink of an eye, right? And it's all. That's why with the younger moms, parang just chill.
That's why we always say the word chill because our kids are grown.
Yeah.
And there are things that we think about now. Sana I did.
We made a big deal of it.
This, etc. But really, what I want to tell the young moms is that not just that it's fleeting.
Yeah.
A lot of things that you think are important are not. Important.
Yeah.
Or a lot of things that you think are such a big deal are not a big deal.
Yeah.
Or a lot of things that you think you were not able to give your children, hindi naman pala nila kailangan.
Yeah.
And what they really remember, if you ask 100 children in a study, are the everyday moments consistently.
Yes.
So it's not the big trips, it's not the expensive console.
Yeah.
It's the consistent everyday routines that they remember.
And
Again.
they really, and because of those moments, like, it passes, right? Childhood passes, flies by. And minsan lang sila bata.
Minsan
so
lang
that's
sila
what Chuckie
bata.
reminds us. So very, very relevant to us mommies. I think even the younger moms now, because of what we see on social media,
Yeah.
like they talk about how it's fleeting, and then our
Yeah.
children grow up so fast,
Yeah.
and then in fact, this is really about how our best friend, because they're like our little best friends, our little playmates. They're gonna grow up and they won't be our best friend anymore or our playmates. So you're like saying goodbye to other little playmates.
Nagiging ano ka
hard.
emotional.
I know.
Yeah.
But really, so thank you for these tips. I think if we try to practice the self-regulation and then making time for these moments and valuing the moments and play and all that, we'll be able to make the most. And also, if the everyday moments, if the kids feel the connection in those everyday moments, I think those are the things that stick.
Yeah, and I think if there's something I want to tell the parents who are listening, it's there's always hope to be a better parent. Don't give up. You can't just quit. It's not like work that you just stand up and say, I don't want to do this anymore. There is always hope to be a better parent. It's never too late.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't need a lot of things to connect with your child. I hope I mean every season.
Yes, I think you, maybe 3 or 4 seasons
Yes,
you were
yes.
there. So,
From pandemic.
yes,
Remember?
from pandemic. So thank you again, Teacher Tina.
Thank you, Janice.
For being with us. So where can they follow you?
They can follow me in Teacher Tina Zamora in Facebook, Teacher Tina Z in Instagram and TikTok, and Teacher Tina Zamora on YouTube.
So thank you again, Teacher Tina, for joining us today. And thank you everyone listening to You the Mom. If this episode encouraged you, we'd love for you to share it with another parent who might need it. Next time, remember, you've got this, Mama. After all, You the Mom!